Well, I'm standing in a lovely patch of henbit and shepherd's purse today, but we're not going to be talking about weeds. What we're actually going to be doing today is bringing you the first in a series of segments about beneficial insects that we're going to be talking about the good guys. And we're going to be bringing these to you throughout the season every month so that you can see what the beneficial insects that you might see in your garden or that you can use in your garden look like. And we're starting out today with what we should term the good gals, lady beetles. And these are probably one of the best known beneficial insects there are. Everybody's pretty familiar with the lady beetle. And there are actually over 450 species of lady beetles, ladybugs, ladybird beetles in North America. Now, some of them are native and some of them are imported. This particular one that we find a lot here is the 7-spotted lady beetle, and you can see here there's 3 spots here, 3 spots here, and 1 in the middle, 7-spotted. But you can also notice by these 2 ladies here that they vary quite a bit in their color. They vary from an orange to almost a red. We could call this our OSU and our OU lady beetle. Now, while everybody's pretty familiar with the lady beetle, they may not be familiar with the larvae, and that's what I wanted to show you today because they're not quite as cuddly looking as these. And right down here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, let me see if I can find them here. I actually have a few flagged, but the larvae are actually kind of sinister looking. They look like a little crocodile, kind of a gray color, and you'll see some orange spots on them. They actually have 3 legs on each side here that you see, and they can start out pretty small. I've got a smaller one here that you can see, and they go through 4 larval stages. Now, the last larval stage eats more aphids than the other 3 combined, so both the lady beetle adults and the larvae will eat aphids. And you can see here, as we look at our shepherd's purse, you can see why we've got such a lot of lady beetles here, because we have a lot of aphids here. Now, the lady beetles actually overwinter as adults, and then they'll come out in the spring and they're pretty hungry and they'll look for a place where there are aphids to lay their eggs. Now, the eggs are actually laid on the underside of a leaf, and you can see here they're kind of an orangey color, sometimes kind of a creamy color, and you can also see right next to them there's an aphid. The ladybugs come out, feed on aphids, and then they lay their eggs close to a food source. And then those eggs will hatch into the larvae that you see. There's actually 4 stages of larvae. Now, there's one final stage that I wanted to show you before they turn into adults, and that is the pupal stage. They actually pupate from their 4th larval stage, and they attach themselves to a leaf. And then the adult will emerge from this. Now, in this stage, they actually don't feed on any aphids. They're basically kind of dormant in this stage as they go through their final change. Now, here you can see these are 2. They're both from the lady beetle, but you can see how they differ. This one has quite a bit more orange on it than this has more black, but these are the same lady beetle will emerge from these. Well, I just wanted to show you all of the stages of the lady beetle. While we're very familiar with the adult stage, the larva stage might not be so familiar, to let you know that if you find these in your garden, not to get rid of them. Also, as a reminder, when you see those outbreaks of aphids, which can happen a lot this time of year, don't reach for that spray right away. Check around and look for those beneficial ladybugs and the larvae, because you probably won't even have to spray at all. They'll take care of your problem for you. So just remember that these are one of the good guys.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.